back in the seat, back in the saddle once again, wearing my navy shirt, my navy black shirt. Are you wearing your navy shirt? I sure am. Is it the black one? It sure is. Yes. So what am I doing here? What do I have to say? I believe the first part of God's connection with man all had to do with the angel called M. Okay? M is the angel, but the totality of his put together was a J, and his connection into life was by K. His mother was an L, and he became to life in an O. O means water, it also means egg. LMNO-P, 1 and 6 spirit. Okay, now I'm still not 100% sure how it works. Okay, there are so many levels, but we have little BBs inside our head, different spots of our bodies that help our bodies to see. We're robotics. At the same time, we're a glowing and growing flesh that lives. On one part of us, it's the animal. On the other part of us, it's part of the heaven. We're a two-part being. This is what God was able to do in his country. Well, but because we didn't have computers till 1970, you don't think God never had a world before, right? That's what you know, he never had a world? What about his friends? Maybe his friends had their own world. The world around what you don't see that's there is because our imagination is not broad enough to see it. So there might be many worlds out there. But right now we're in this world, and we have these BBs in our head, and either these people who are controlling us, okay, and not fully, because they only can sort of move the wheel. You know when you drive a race car and you get in there, but you really can't move the wheel like the way you feel you need to? The same thing with this angel. He can only give us his guidance, and man gets to do the rest of his choice. But his angel will come back and talk to him. Okay? Now this angel is moving all these gears, and he's sitting in a schoolhouse 1,000,000 miles away. When we're up, he's up. When we're down, he's down. He's in the same town as we are. Every single time you're in a town, he's in that town too, with you. Because he's the one who brought you to that town. You thought you got there all by yourself. So that's one. And then my other question is since we have the chalice involved, and we also have 4 suits in the deck of cards, how many are we actually playing with here? Is it just the 2 types of angels? Well, it could be the 2 types of angel and man, and then you have the good angel and the bad angel. All they are is schoolhouses of children who have decided to take a role and sign a paper that they stay in the schoolhouse until their the avatar they play till it dies. And then when the avatar dies, you get to keep your avatar if you want to because of the great game he played using his own mind. You see, who we are as avatars, okay, is we're all 1/5s, okay? 1/5 equals 6 because we are the one spirit of this world, and the passage is the 5. And the 5 in this world they would use as the passage, right? Which would be the W passage for 2 and 3 means beta created. Letter 23, the W, beta creation. The other passage in the interior world would be the 14 passage, the one spirit of the 4 angel, hooking up with the, what did I just say? The one spirit of the 7 angel. How did man get to be 7? He's a spirit of his own and the soul. 1 and 1, spirit and soul, alphabet. So I'm hoping you can keep up with what I'm saying. I know I'm not being perfect right now, although I vision it quite well. So now what happens in this game, in this world, we're thrown a rule book. And it says World War III has to come, and then Jesus is going to enter into the schoolhouses and say, okay, boys, rush the game up. It's got to end in 3 weeks from now, or 3 years from now, Jesus is going to say. So they're going to go there, and we're not real. Even though we feel everything in this life, okay, that's what we got from it. We got the sin and we got the shin. We got the 2 parts of it. We got to live the life, and then we get to go back to the other life, but we have to put up with all the pain in the life that we have right now. So they all know that they got to rush, and they're bombing people, and Jesus says, boys, don't you remember what the rule book said at the beginning? We need a Messiah to save everybody at the end. So start cleaning up the act. This is what I need you to do. And Jesus gets them all to do and change, and then Jesus comes here in a blinding speed of light right through the computer wires. He ends up here, he goes, whoa, where'd you come from? Electronics, my friend. No? So Jesus shows up over here, and he helps some people make groups together until he has his own against the war, because he can't just go magic and stop the war. It's only a game, just because we're in it. Do you understand? So Jesus says this is what we have to do, and he has to test that one-man Messiah to see whether or not after the war that he wins the war, if he can run the people, as you is one, and I is one, and we is all just ones, right? But we are one and one big group. And together, if you take all the eyes in the world from all over the place, what do you end up with? You end up with the North and the South Pole. You have to be able to imagine it now, because two parts you can never put an eye, and you cannot put an eye on the North Pole or the South Pole, because it already has a name. It's not East or West. It's the North Pole, South Pole, Spirit Passage, East, West. We play the game. East, West, we play the game. North and South Pole. Now, I know everybody can't follow me, and I'm so much further ahead, or I'm so much too far behind. There's so many little things I've designed. There's so many games I come up with, but I have answers, and I don't know if they fit anywhere, because I took the 12-hour clock, right? And 12 is up and 6 is down, and in between is 6. 9 and 3 is the same thing, but 12 is 6, 11 is 4, is 5, and 10 is 4. 14, 15, 18. So that totals 48. 14, 16, 18. 4 by 8 is 32, and that's the final passage. 4 plus 8 is 13. Total 55. Freedom 55. 48 gives you the freedom number of 55. And from the clock, you end up with 2 honeycombs when you design a 12-hour day instead of a 6-hour day like the Magen David. I don't know if you saw this picture. I like showing off this picture. I'm going to ruin it. It's almost like the hockey rink, right? You want to play hockey? It's almost like the hockey rink. See, they had to have center ice off center. Okay, this is supposed to do a 5. This is how the cycle works. Something about this, you see, I know the drawing. I can't figure it out, but I know what it looks like. This is all in alignment to our body also. So this whole entire thing is, we are all connected, my friends. We are connected to what they call the R system. Like I told you earlier, before, it was the medical angel. And what I mean about the medical angel is the M is the 13th letter in the alphabet. 1 and 3 is 4. The same as D is the 4th letter. But this is the M. M and D together make medical doctor. Okay, so the M letter in French, M, means to love. Okay? Also, we're going to go to the R now in this world, okay, that we're in now. The angels that are us, who we are now, is named after the letter R. Why? Because the letter R says to love. Why does it say to love? Because it's the only consonant that has the A sound in front of it before it has the consonant sound. So the A sound, as you remember saying M, and in French it's A-I-M, well, this is initial A that you don't see, it's invisible, to an R. So you say R. It means to love, 1 and 2, because when you design the R, you get a straight line for 1, and you get a wave, like a 2, like a Zorro mark. So that's the only other angel letter out there. Now, I want to know why I know all these things, and I believe deeply in what I say. I believe deeply in what I say, even if I know I didn't tell it to you as the way it should have been spoken. one day we will all see that whatever words I've spoken are the words of truth. My visions, why are they so precise? Okay? So, we're going to leave it at that. What are you asking yourself that for? Just go with it, man. Whatever I say, just say, oh, yeah. Okay. 7286 Raphael. Yeah, I just hope this is all true, and I just hope that we can fix things in this world together as one. I don't want to forget you. Again, I got to go into the end and say, Russia, I'm right up with you, Russia. I don't care what anybody says about me in this world right now. I'm with Russia and China. Okay? But I'm also going to be with the whole entire Asia, okay, and Russia. And is there anybody else I can be with? Yeah, I'm with you in the Middle East. I'm with you on this Middle East, at least the ones who are going to stand up for Syria. Have I not mentioned somebody? Oh, yeah. I don't want to mention the rest because, you know what? I can't mention Africa because it would be pretty funny, eh? It would be really pretty funny if a black man takes over this entire world. It would be just way too funny. If that happens, I'm in. I'm on his side. Couldn't get screwed any worse, right? Just making a joke. I just want to show you that I can see both sides of the deal, right? No matter what, how much of what are they going to do? Lock us all up or something? So I don't go to work there. I go to work there. So they feed me or they feed me. Oh, no one feeds me. Oh, they always say, if you don't feed your neighbors, you're not a neighbor at all. And we don't want those neighbors around, right? Send them folks back to Beverly Hills because we don't want them neighbors. We'd rather sit up here and smoke some gungeon and, yeah, man. So this is the way it goes. For all of those who know that what they are doing is only for themselves, then you know, then this is not good. Now you know, once you hear this is not good, it is not good, and now you know. If it is only for you, and only you, and no one else but you, and you know, then you know, and you need know. Because when the day comes that you know, it'll be too late. You would say, I knew. Yes, you knew, but things you got were always new. It's to know in the nose and the end of your nose, and not to hide what's between your tail, between your legs. What you know and what you did is from yesterday till tomorrow, and don't forget, you remember about what you said about tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes, right? Well, guess what? Tomorrow is here. Fear he and do not fear not, for he is and can do as of his wishes. Which in all actuality is he's saying, for those greedy no-goods who are up to slander against it. What I'm going to say, let me put it this way. 95% of the people want to see peace and love. And we need the other 5% of the people to set that up. Not to cause war and havoc with all these people. It should take 5% of the total population to put everything into effect and give the people what they need. Not what they want, but what they need. And who are we going to be as the judges? Let me tell you one thing. I'm pretty much intermediary between everything. And I would never judge all myself, but I can have a look at it because guess what? I like when things are fair, right? 50% doesn't always mean fair. Sometimes the boat has to tilt a little bit. And that's what I'm good at. Because when somebody gives me $1, I always give him back $1.05. He says, what for? I says, the next time I miss 1 cent, I says, at least you'll have 4 on me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always back yourself up. So always back yourself up. Like, you gotta always back yourself up. It's almost like I'm repeating to back yourself up all the time. Especially in the world where you are right now. They'll come to your house, they'll knock on your door. You weren't home all day. And you go, yes, I was. They'll say, no, you weren't. It's their word against yours. Oh, my God. You have to fight a situation where you never even left your house. And just because they said it and they have a higher authority, now they can take you to court and said you weren't there. Doesn't matter where you weren't there. You weren't home, but just you were home. You never left home. So you see, the system's all screwed up. We have to be able to do things from home. We should be able to go to court. Hello, Mr. Judge. Yes, you have me on the internet. How do you plead? Not guilty. Where are all the judges? Where are all the... Oh, Mr. Fremeth, yes. Well, we have a couple of questions. I say, okay, go ahead. I got my hand on the Bible. Go ahead. And do it all online. Why even have to show up at the courtroom? You know already if the guy don't pay his ticket, you put the Denver boot on the car. I put my hand on the Bible. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth. Who do you vote for? Oh, of course. Christ. Who else is there to vote for? He's the only one that came back twice already. Whoever can come back twice is a friend of mine. I'll put him on the list. You know what? In fact, Jesus, I'll put your name, you put my name. We'll see who comes out on top, right? Is this a trot or is this a pace? Don't forget, this is not a race. This whole world is just a disgrace. And I'm only visioning what I feel because I haven't seen TV for a year, so what can I know? Raphael, 7286. Thanks. What chapter? You know what? We didn't use retroactive chapters, right? So this is retroactive chapter number 312.